Welcome to Agents of Nothing, an episode-by-episode recap and analysis from the perspectives of a veteran and a new recruit. And now, a quick word from our sponsors.
Good morning, Agents of Nothing, and welcome to our Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. podcast. We are your commanding officers. I'm Mariah.
And I'm Caroline.
And today we're going to be talking about Season 2, Episode 14, Love in the Time of Hydra.
Yeah. So, Mariah, how was your week?
It was good. Even though I had COVID again,
Blech.
it was thankfully very short-lived this time around. It wasn't nearly as bad as the last time.
That's good.
And I'm almost totally over it now. Just a little cough.
I'm so glad.
And thankfully, Caroline volunteered to edit the next episode that's coming up. So
Pshaw. Whatever.
Pshaw.
Got it.
So how was your week, Caroline?
Well, I finally had my second therapy appointment after a month. So I was very excited because, as I mentioned, I think in the last episode, I had a very long list of things to talk about. And about half of the list was from this past weekend. So it was good timing.
Great timing.
Yeah. So let's get into this.
This episode was written by Brent Fletcher and directed by Jesse Bochco.
Ooh.
So like we've been talking about, there was the Art of Evolution initiative, and the different artists were once again chosen to create the teaser posters based on their previous work and how it connected to the themes and emotion of the intended episode. Annie Wu was brought on for the Love in the Time of Hydra poster, which shows Grant Ward holding a woman, though depicts her face as two, one drawn in red, the other in blue. Half of that goes to Agent 33, who has two faces, and it also goes to the fact that she's been imitating other people as she did with Agent May.
Ah.
And I did put that one in the drive.
I saw it. It's cool. I like that one.
Very interesting.
Yeah. I like that it's a very different style than the other posters that they've had.
Yeah. There's some really good ones this season.
Yeah.
Like, there's one that I recall, or maybe it was two. But, like, there's one in particular that I can recall so clearly. And, like, I think I had it as my phone background for a while.
Really? Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
I don't remember which episode specifically it was for, but when I see it, I'll know.
Yeah. So in this episode we meet some new characters. We meet the other S.H.I.E.L.D. So there's Gonzalez, who's the non-compromised Coulson, basically. And
Allegedly.
And Tomas, who's a little testy because he's a dick.
He had some anger issues.
He
like,
really
why was
did.
Why was he so ready to jump down everybody's throats?
He was so mad. Ugh. And then there were like other members of that organization that I don't think we got names for, or if we did, I don't remember them.
I think we had the other woman, the British woman.
Yeah.
But we've met her before. She was a professor at the S.H.I.E.L.D. Academy.
Oh. I thought her name sounded familiar. I remember thinking that when they said her name. But I don't remember it. I don't think I wrote it down either.
Yeah, I don't remember the name.
Anyway, she doesn't count because we met her before.
Yeah. All right, let's get into it.
So, God damn it, Ward is back. Shit.
I kind of missed him.
I was getting used to not seeing him every week. Anyway, so Ward and Fake May are getting breakfast together in a diner, and Ward says pecan. Fucking add that to the list of reasons I hate him.
Pecan syrup.
It's pecan, okay? It's pecan.
It's pecan. It's pecan.
If you say it differently, I have a problem with you.
If you say it differently, you're wrong. It's pecan.
Yes, it is. Anyway, so they start flirting. Fake May says, well, I don't know who you used to be, but the guy sitting across from me now isn't too bad. He's a Nazi! Girl! I guess she was one too, but, like, she was brainwashed into it. Anyway. So they're flirting, I'm vomiting, whatever. He says, I guess we're both lucky you found me. I hate it. And then they just, like, get up and hold the whole diner at gunpoint, tell one guy that they're kidnapping him, and then Fake May slowly pulls off her sunglasses to reveal the facial scars that we could already see with the glasses on. Like, it was bigger than the sunglasses.
Yeah.
So, anyway, but she says that he's going to fix her face. So
the episode's opening scene in the diner contains references to the opening diner scene in Pulp Fiction. Ward orders pumpkin pancakes. The name of Tim Roth's character is Pumpkin. Oh. And in the later episode, SOS Part 1, Ward uses the term Honey Bunny, which is the name of Amanda Plummer's character.
Yeah.
Ward and Agent 33 pull their guns at the same time and start yelling like the couple in Pulp Fiction. When they corner the doctor, he pulls out his wallet and offers it to them. In the film, Pumpkin and Honey Bunny go around collecting all the diner patrons' wallets, including Jules Winfield's, Samuel L. Jackson's, bad motherfucker, billfold.
I don't think I ever saw Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction.
Pulp
Fiction. I never saw it.
I think I saw it once, and I wasn't really paying attention.
Y'all tell us if we should watch it. We probably won't, but let us know.
We probably won't. Let us know if we're missing out. Unless you're, like, over the age of, I'll say, like, 35 or 40, then I don't care about if you think that I should watch Pulp Fiction. I'm sorry. Someone our age, tell us if we're missing out.
We only want to hear from our peers, and if you're our elders, we don't respect you.
Elders are stupid, and I don't respect them.
I was thinking the same thing. Oh my god. Okay, moving on. So Skye's wrists are slowly getting better, but they're not quite there yet. Fitz tries to help her see the silver lining, but it's not very helpful. He compares the potential of her powers to an Avenger like Captain America, but then Simmons says that a better equivalent would be the Hulk because of the instability of her power. Fitzsimmons continue to bicker about the pros and cons of the Hulk, which I loved that part, until Skye starts shaking again. Simmons tries to assure her that they're not arguing about her, but Skye very much disagrees.
So Skye says that she has ended up on the DL and has to explain that this means disabled list. At the time of the first broadcast, this term was used by Major League Baseball for players who were injured and temporarily removed from the roster. It was unique to MLB in that all other sports leagues used the term injured list, and MLB changed to using that term in 2019. To know this term and use the common shorthand abbreviation DL indicates that Skye is more than a casual fan of baseball.
Interesting.
Skye's a baseball girly.
Yeah. Interesting that they changed it in 2019.
I didn't know that that was an actual thing, like disabled list. And I was like, is that an ableist joke?
Right.
I'm conflicted.
Yeah, it feels very odd to throw that out there just casually, but
I'm glad we got some context.
Yeah. Okay. So May tells Coulson about Dr. Garner's recommendation for Skye to leave S.H.I.E.L.D. completely and says that she agrees, surprisingly. Coulson wants to believe that they can figure out a way to work with Skye's new power, but May isn't so sure. She says that with all these life-altering revelations and changes, Skye doesn't even know who she is anymore. So the kidnapped man from the diner is working on Fake May's face in a hotel room or an apartment or something. I think it was a hotel.
I I think it's a hotel.
He fixes it well enough, but there's some limitations. The mask can only store up to 3 faces in its memory at a time, and if she tries to take it off, I guess her new real face is May's face with the scar now, I assume.
The doctor in this scene was one of the first people from the show to direct message me after my video about Dad went viral.
Oh, cool.
His name is Landell Goolsby. I had to go back and look through my messages.
What a cool name.
A very sweet man. I might send him this episode when it comes out.
Yeah.
Thank you, Landell.
We love you, Landell.
I remembered you. Like, as soon as I saw him in the diner, I was like, oh, it's the doctor that DM'd me!
The DM MD, you know. Did you see me, like, formulating that?
I did. Oh.
So Ward and Landell talk about options for getting Agent 33's real face back. The doctor says, I guess we all hide our true selves. And Ward says, or we just wait for the right time to reveal it. Man, that sounds familiar.
That sounds like almost exactly what he did.
Almost. Damn.
Like, this whole episode was just him alluding to... It was like subtle little reminders of who Ward is.
Right. Yeah. They were like, oh, you remember? You remember what I did? And then Mac is bringing Hunter through this other S.H.I.E.L.D.'s HQ, and they meet someone named Gonzalez, who I assume I'm supposed to know from their entrance shot, but I don't.
I looked it up to see if he's like a big character in the comics, but all that comes up when I search for his name is the Wikipedia page for this character on the show. So...
Interesting. Because from the shot, like feet up, it just made it seem like it was supposed to be this giant reveal.
Yeah. I don't know. He wasn't in the movies, and he, as far as I'm aware, is not a character, or at least a big character in the comics.
Wait, that's actually really funny, though, to know that everybody who was watching it was feeling the way that I did. Like, am I supposed to know who this is? This feels like so important, but no, who is this?
Maybe that is the point.
Maybe. It's to let you know that he's important.
Yeah.
But you don't know who he is.
But you will.
But we will. He's Mac's other boss, apparently. Gonzalez sits at the conference table with some other suits, one of whom, Tomas, says that they should just throw Hunter in the brig when he says he doesn't want to hear their sales pitch. Y'all forced him to be here. Why would he want to hear it? They also insist that they are the, quote, real S.H.I.E.L.D. because Fury kept too many secrets and they believe in transparency, which is interesting.
You are a secret agency.
No one knew who you were.
You are a secret agency.
And they're, like, currently infiltrating and lying to and kidnapping Coulson's team. What? Transparency. No secrets.
We need more transparency in our secret agency. In our super top secret, super secret organization.
Our spies really need to be more honest. Gonzalez admits that he did not want to work with Coulson because he could tell that he was heading down the same path of secrecy that Fury did. Hunter defends Coulson, as he should, and then he starts to say that there's no way Morse would have joined this organization, just as Morse walks in the room, of course, and Hunter is livid.
I said this out loud as I was watching it, like in the Disney Channel voice. I went, she's right behind me, isn't she?
Excellent. A+.
Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, all your years of accent training from watching Disney Channel has really paid off.
She's right behind me, isn't she?
Did y'all know Mariah used to have like a really thick Cajun accent?
Yeah.
You would never know. And it's all thanks to Disney Channel.
Thank you, Disney Channel. Now I can't access my original accent anymore.
Anyway, moving on. So Gonzalez brings up Hartley and how Coulson's decisions leading up to finding the city ultimately led to both hers and Tripp's deaths, plus Raina and Sky's transformations. Hunter admits that Gonzalez has a couple of valid points, but he brings up one of his own. Why not just confront Coulson directly? For real. Mac and Morse admit that they've been gathering intel to help Gonzalez have, quote, all the facts before they made any moves. Morse also admits that she believes Coulson has in fact been compromised. And he was for a minute, but he's fine now.
He's fine now. Chill.
And I thought it was really shitty of him to bring up Hartley. Like, because he obviously knew that Hunter had a very close relationship with Hartley. He loved her. And so that's shitty to bring her up. When it was, like, her own decision. Although I guess if this is them saying that Hartley was on their side. Was it?
I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know. It just felt, it was shitty. I didn't like it. Back at our shield, Simmons meets with Coulson in his office to bring him a briefcase. She's very nervous to hand it over because of, as she says, consequences. Coulson assures her that he is confident in his decision. Coulson then goes to visit Sky and interrupts her playing Operation, which was a great decision on a game to play, when her whole thing is that she, like, shakes uncontrollably. He tells Sky to pack a bag and that they're going somewhere, but he can't tell her where.
It tickled me that Coulson was surprised Sky would know Old Yeller as a reference.
Yeah.
Like, Coulson, everyone knows Old Yeller. It's a cultural touchstone. At least I think it is.
I mean, I've never seen it. Was it a book or a movie?
I think it was both.
I know the name.
And I feel like it was
exists.
required reading.
That doesn't mean I read it.
Yeah.
Not in my school.
I don't know. I could be wrong and it's like just a movie and I sound so stupid right now, but I at least know it as a reference and like I know what happens in it.
It is a book. First edition was 1956.
Yeah.
Good job.
That sounds like the exact kind of book that would be required reading in elementary school.
Yeah. I don't think it was at my school, but whatever.
Whatever.
Probably for most people it is.
Yeah, let me know. Let us know if Old Yeller was required reading at your elementary school.
Was it required and did you read it?
I know we had to read Where the Red Fern Grows.
I don't know if that one was required for me, but I did read it, and it is still one of my absolute favorite books. And I still cry every single time I read it. I know what's coming. Cry every time. Like, ugly sobbing. Okay. So, Fake May is flipping through magazines, trying out different models' faces, and she goes back to May's face when Ward walks in. Ward alludes to the fact that he killed the doctor, and says that he has another surprise for her. Fake May doesn't want Ward to do anything else for her because she doesn't have any way to pay him back. Understandable. But he insists that he's not helping her for any reward and tells her to just be patient before he leaves again. And my question is, did he return to the hotel room literally just to tell her that he had another surprise for her? Because he walked in and then walked out.
I feel like I remember him either taking off a jacket or putting a jacket on, and just he either threw a jacket on the bed or he put on a jacket and then left.
Okay. So he came back to the hotel to change his jacket. And then he left again.
And then he's like, bye, love you.
I just like the idea of him going all the way back to be like, I have another surprise for you. And I'm going to go do it right now.
Me, honestly, me.
He just was so excited. So Coulson and Skye are on the Quinjet, but who's driving the plane? I don't know. And they're talking about their parents, and Coulson brought them each a Twizzler, and I thought that was really cute.
It was so cute. I couldn't deal.
Coulson tells Skye a story about how he and his dad used to work on a 1962 Corvette together. She says that she bets his dad would be super impressed that Coulson's Corvette can fly. But Coulson turns Skye into the Corvette in this story and says, actually, I think he'd be most interested in the fact that at her core, she's still just a red Corvette. Daddy Coulson.
Aww.
That was so sweet. And corny, and I loved it. Ward gets back to the hotel room and sees that Agent 33 has the table set with pumpkin pancakes. She calls out for him to sit down, and then she comes up from behind him saying that she finally figured out what she can do for him. And then she sits in his lap with Skye's fucking face. Ah! Oh, I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. I hate it. Ugh. Ugh. She keeps trying to kiss him while he argues that this is not what he wants. And it's still May's voice with Skye's face. Ugh.
Some incredible acting on Chloe Bennett's part.
Truly. Truly. Ward says that whatever I thought we had, she shot him. Ward says that whatever he thought they had, she shot him, so clearly the feeling wasn't mutual. It took her shooting you to get that through your fucking skull? What?
Finally, he took a hint, at least.
He was like, you know, I'm thinking maybe she doesn't like me. God, she only told you that every single time she saw you.
But words don't mean anything. Actions do.
Yeah. So, you know.
You know, they say actions speak louder than words. Did you ever hear that?
I'm not trying to say that if a guy won't take a hint to shoot him, but at the same time,
consider it.
Consider that your actions are not speaking loud enough.
We are such bad influences.
We are.
On the little children that listen to this podcast.
Never take advice from someone who's falling apart.
Never take advice from someone
who's Every time that line, I don't know why, I sing that line and then I just was like, the burgundy on my t-shirt. It's a different song.
It's meant to be mashed up. That whole album is meant to be one big mashup.
Truly.
It's gotta be. It's a touring album.
Yes. Yep.
That's what it is at its core. It's bops, but it's a touring album. Mm-hmm. Anyways.
Yeah. Anyways, back to it. Ward says that he doesn't want her to be Skye or May. He wants her to be herself. I'm so glad that he wants that now, I guess. How sweet of him. But Agent 33 is incredulous. Whitehall wiped away any memory of who she used to be, and now she doesn't even have her real face anymore. And honestly, that is incredibly sad. Still fuck Ward, though, for saying he wants who she is when he doesn't even know her real name. Why did I say that she doesn't know her real name? Because I saw what you said at the end.
Yeah. I don't know why you just decided that along with the brainwashing it was a complete memory wipe, but
I guess because
you did, apparently.
She said,
I don't even know who I am.
She said something about he took away all of who I used to be or something. And I took that to mean that he wiped her memory. Anyway.
Maybe so.
I go with that for the rest of this, so we're just gonna deal with it.
Just so you're aware, we're operating under the assumption that Caroline made that Kara does not have her memory.
Yeah. Okay. So, still fuck Ward, though, for saying he wants, quote, who she is, when he doesn't even know her real name, because she doesn't even know her real name. Ward sits down with Agent 33 and tells her about how fucked up his child was. How fucked
up his child was?
His child was fucked up. Ward sits down with Agent 33 and tells her about how fucked up his childhood was, and how the first person to build him back up from the shell of a person that he was made him into a killer. I'm pretty sure he attempted to kill his whole family before he ever met Garrett, but okay.
Details.
Whatever. And then Agent 33 says, but you're so well adjusted. Which is so funny. Nobody in the history of the world has ever referred to Grant Ward as well-adjusted. That is ridiculous.
Spoken like someone who doesn't know him.
Literally.
I said, is he?
Maybe to you.
Is he?
So he says that he gained some perspective being locked up, and then he went to see his family, and they were able to really dig deep and express themselves, and he hasn't looked back since. Didn't he kill his family then?
He did. That was such a creepy. Okay.
To dig deep?
So
their graves?
Yes, literally.
That's disgusting. What? But he's so well adjusted.
I don't
understand.
This whole episode was just him, like, telling half-truths
to
this poor girl.
Yeah. I don't understand what kind of grift he's trying to pull at the moment, and it's scaring me a lot. What the fuck did I write?
Read it.
Okay. Wait, but then he got up, and look at that dump truck ass. Goddamn Brett Dalton.
Objectify men. Objectify men. Objectify men.
Oh my god. It was a time. Okay, I'm crying. Sorry, Brett Dalton. Anyway, so he tells Agent 33, you are the only one who can find yourself. I think that's literally not true in this particular situation, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, she's going, so, like, I do honestly feel so bad for her. Like,
for real.
She got the real shitty end of the stick.
Yeah.
She was brainwashed, and then the person who brainwashed her died. And she's like, what the fuck do I do now?
Yeah.
And then the first person that snatches her up is doing to her exactly. He's continuing the cycle of abuse. Mm-hmm. He's doing to her exactly what Garrett did to him.
Yep. God.
But he's being, like, nice. He's being, like, sweet about it.
Right.
He's being nicer about it. So he, I think, in his own messed up way, thinks that he is, like, ending the cycle.
Right. He thinks he's doing better because he's not, like, leaving her to starve in the middle of the woods.
Yeah.
God damn it, Ward. Therapy.
Man, I thought this was a filler episode, but this is like we're getting deep in this.
Yeah. Him and his dump truck ass.
Yeah. Deep in that dump truck ass.
Yep. Okay. So Ward pulls out an envelope, inside of which is a photo of BHG. 33 says that that's the man who dragged her from her safe house and prepped her for Whitehall's brainwashing. How does she remember that? They wiped her memory except for that one? What?
How convenient.
Wow. Anyway, so they are going to break into Air Force custody and find BHG so that she can get her revenge on him. Why? I said that so weird. They're going to break into Air Force custody and find BHG so that Agent 33 can get her revenge on him. Oh, and then Ward proposes. He has such good timing.
Too.
Yeah, for real. So then at the Air Force, I guess.
Yes, the Air Force, where all the Air Force stuff is and happens, all in one location.
Yep.
Just one building, that's the Air Force.
The whole thing.
At the Air Force.
At the Air Force, Agent 33 is using Talbot's wife's face to break in. But she still has May's voice, of course. So the guard at the door stops her and calls Talbot, but they ultimately let her in, as should be expected. Coulson has brought Skye to a cabin in the middle of nowhere and tells her that he is pulling her from active duty. And this cabin is apparently where Steve Rogers stayed after he defrosted.
In any other circumstance, Skye staying in the same place Steve Rogers did should be an honor.
Yeah. She's a little she's a little surprised. She has little supplies. She's a little surprised that he would leave her so isolated. But he assures her that she won't be alone. She has a direct satellite line to S.H.I.E.L.D., and May is going to drop in on her every few days. So she can use this place to relax and get a handle on her powers. Within the laser fence around the perimeter of the property, of course. Simmons also made her some, arm warmers, basically, that will lessen the strength of her earthquakes so that she won't hurt herself as easily, and so that if she does, she will heal twice as fast. But Coulson doesn't know if using those is the best choice for Skye. He tries to stay impartial at first, but is much more casual once Skye begs for him to just be her friend right now instead of Director Coulson.
Just be my dad.
You are my dad. Once inside the Air Force, Agent 33 changes into someone else and hacks into the security cameras to turn them off. Ward shows up to the front desk and pulls a gun on the guard. Very smart. Talbot's wife calls him from her car, saying that she's still stuck in traffic, so he tells his lieutenant to shut down the base. Hang on, that was a bigger reveal than that. Talbot's wife, his real wife, then calls him from her car, saying that she's still stuck in traffic. So he tells his lieutenant to shut down the base, and if she sees him anywhere that she shouldn't, if the lieutenant sees Talbot anywhere that she shouldn't, no, she didn't. I love him so much.
I love how convoluted I love how convoluted and long that got, because that's exactly how the scene goes.
Yep. That was so much. I'm sorry. So Talbot gives orders for someone to call Coulson and tell him that there is a nanomask at play. And I don't trust the guy that he told that to. And then
was it the smirk? Did the smirk give it away?
It was the close-up on the smirk. Then Talbot gathers all of the female personnel on the base into one room and tells them that he cannot stand a spy in his house. And I just want to know, like, how many people are usually on an Air Force base? Because this did not seem like very many. And I do think that it was funny that he was like, he only gathered the female personnel on the base.
Yeah, and they could easily get around that.
Yeah, like extremely
But of
easily.
course he wouldn't think of that.
No. He's a very confident man. Yeah. So May catches up to Mac as soon as he gets back to S.H.I.E.L.D. And she's like, where the hell have you been? And why isn't Hunter with you? Mac says that Hunter has been drinking and getting in bar fights all over Atlanta for the last 48 hours, so Mac got tired of it and left him there. May says, that's a fucking problem, because that means Hunter went AWOL and could very easily sell S.H.I.E.L.D. secrets to anyone who offers him enough money. Mac assures her that Hunter is in no state to do that right now. He also swears that he hasn't seen Morse either. And, hang on, I just thought of something. Why would Hunter be doing that, like, out of nowhere? Like, he was fine one day, they offered him, like, a full-time position, and he was like, nope, now I'm spiraling and I need to go drink for 48 hours straight and never stop.
I think the story is supposed to be that Bobby cut things off with Hunter, and so he's like, nope, goodbye forever.
I guess. They didn't say that, though. I guess they're just implying.
I think they
That's
said it in the last episode.
I don't know. Okay. I believe you.
We can't expect you to remember.
That was the last episode. What?
That was a full week ago.
But yeah, so he also swears that he hasn't seen Morse either. So May leaves it there and just tells him to report to Coulson as soon as possible. He gives her a little attitude, and I did not like that. And god damn it, I wanted to like him so bad. How come every time Fitz makes a friend, they betray him? Like, this is ridiculous.
I'm starting to think that Fitz is the problem.
Never. Could never be him. In fact, you take that back. I did not like that.
I'm sorry, Fitz. I'm sorry.
So Coulson gets off the phone with Mac and tells Skye that he has to get back. I didn't mean to rhyme that, but...
Oh my god, a poet and you didn't know it.
I was trying to think of another rhyme and then it took too long. Anyway, so he tells Skye that he has to get back to S.H.I.E.L.D. and now Skye is officially alone. Sad face.
No.
Talbot is going down the line trying to figure out who the mole is. He's trying to catch each of them in a lie. Then he gets to the woman that Agent 33 actually did impersonate, and he tries to pull off her face like a fucking Scooby-Doo villain. And that's honestly my favorite fucking thing he's ever done. That was hilarious. So we cut over to Ward, pilfering his little fucking sausage fingers through the security guard's wallet when the soldier that Talbot told to call Coulson walks up on him. And I knew I didn't trust him because that's Agent 33.
May's voice coming out of that guy's face is so fucking funny.
Literally. Oh my god. So they take the guard's ID and they head up to BHG's cell. BHG is very excited when he realizes that it's Agent 33, but then he's very concerned when Ward shows up with a wheelchair. He asks whose orders she's following, and she says, my own. And then she punches him in the face, knocking him out. And I love that, actually. That was fantastic. Good for her. As Talbot is walking back down the halls, wondering who was impersonating his wife, real Carla Talbot meets him holding his favorite pork tacos. He raises his gun at her and orders her to lay face down on the floor. They're gonna need some serious therapy after that one.
Yes.
Goddamn. Could you imagine?
I could not. I couldn't imagine staying with someone after that, even if it was a misunderstanding.
Yeah.
No.
It couldn't. I would have dreams
Sorry.
about it every night. That would be awful.
I know we have a child together, but I simply cannot.
Nope. Also, I love that he told her to put her face on the carpet, but she refuses. She's just like Supermaning. Just like
Can't mess up that makeup.
she's just like doing a core workout real quick while being held at gunpoint by her
Yeah, and
husband.
she's not even like putting her. I don't even think she put her feet down on the ground.
No.
She's just like arms up, feet up. She's like, these are new shoes. I just got this $50 foundation. I'm not wasting it.
I know you want to kill me right now, but I can't. It's not
I
gonna
look
work.
too good. Okay.
So Morse visits Hunter where he's been imprisoned at, quote, Real Shield. She apologizes for getting him into this and lying. She says that she only recommended his name because she knew that Hartley needed backup. They were working with Hartley. Okay. She says that she only recommended his name because she knew that Hartley needed backup. She didn't think that he would stay, let alone care. But then all of a sudden, Hunter was asking questions and Mac had kidnapped him. He manages to calm down a little, and he mentions that they first hit it off when she was on a mission to gain intel from him, and that's not exactly the foundation of a healthy relationship. So maybe they were a little bit doomed from the start. Maybe so. Maybe we all need a little bit of therapy if we're going to be in the field of espionage. I've brought up therapy a whole lot in this episode, and I didn't realize that when I was saying that was my weekly update was my therapy. But you know what? We love a theme.
This is not a filler episode. This is a everyone needs therapy episode.
Yes. Yep. This is a how is everyone's mental state at the moment kind of episode.
Bring back Dr. Garner.
Dr. Garner, you left too soon.
We need you. Hello?
Morse assures Hunter that everything she felt for him was real. He says, but she still got the intel out of him. So no matter what happened in their relationship, she has always been lying to him about something or other. And you know what? I do see that, actually. He's right.
Nuance. Everything would be so much simpler if it were black and white.
For real. I know we've wanted to hate Hunter, but he is right in this particular circumstance.
Yeah. I can admit when he's right. I think that the way he went about it was supersized.
Yeah.
I don't think that he should have been going around talking about how much he hated her and stuff like that.
Yeah. If he had actually just said, no, I realized that for throughout our entire relationship, she's been lying to me from the very start about something, that would have been a much more understandable, you're allowed to talk about your experiences kind of thing.
Yeah.
But because he went about it as
about failed relationships.
Yeah. Because he was like, she's a she-devil and she never tells the truth about anything. There's a difference.
Yeah, for example, me and my ex, we just couldn't get along.
Yeah.
We fought a lot. And I'm not gonna go around and be like, my devil of an ex-boyfriend, he was so mean, he was just the meanest person alive, and oh my god, you never want to be around him.
Yeah, that's for me to say,
no.
not you.
No, Aaron's great.
I'm just kidding. Aaron's fine.
Couldn't get along.
Yeah. Yep. God damn it, Hunter. Making us give you the benefit of the doubt. So, when Morse says that she wants to meet him halfway, he says that she can do that by leaving both shields and just being completely honest with him for once. Obviously, she can't do that because she does love her profession and she's very good at it, and she doesn't want to. But she promises not to stop him from leaving, even though everyone else will try. So, Hunter fights his way to the door anyway and finds out that he's on a barge in the middle of the fucking ocean. Morse makes her way to the door just in time to see one of their helicopters or something taking off. And honestly, good for him for, like, fighting through all of them. Getting to the door.
I loved the part where he was just, like, walking through the, like, computer lab.
Yeah.
And then just immediately starts taking off running again.
So Fitz catches up to Coulson and asks where Skye is. He doesn't like the idea of her being imprisoned. But Coulson insists that she's safe and that anything else is on a need-to-know basis. I don't like the change in Coulson and Fitz's relationship ever since all of this. So Fitz goes over to Simmons to ask what she brought to Coulson earlier. Unfortunately, though, Mac walks in and eavesdrops as they continue. Simmons admits that it was something to help Skye, and Fitz accuses her of wanting to change Skye. Simmons says that no, she wanted to fix Skye.
Yikes.
Bad choice of words. Fitz says that of all the changes that seem to be scaring Simmons so bad lately, the scariest change is what happened to Simmons herself. Lots of complicated feelings here. Oh my god.
Boom.
Yeah. Simmons has a right to feel scared because of what happened to Tripp, but does she have a right to dampen Skye's powers instead of finding a way to help Skye channel her powers? That's a difficult question to answer, because she's definitely not treating Skye as a friend at the moment. She's treating her as an experiment or an enemy, that she's trying to understand.
Yeah. She's not trying to understand is the thing. She's trying to make Skye go back to the way that things were, and that's just never going to happen.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. Damn. And that's what she was trying to do with Fitz, too?
Yep. Simmons, our flawed queen.
Yeah. Problematic fave. So Talbot informs Coulson finally that Agent 33 was working with Ward. Coulson asks how Carla is holding up, and Talbot says he's going to be up to his ears in edible arrangements for a while to try and keep his marriage intact. Could you imagine your fucking husband holds you at gunpoint and then says, here are some terrible pieces of fruit. We're good now, right?
Terrible pieces of fruit that he is likely also going to eat himself.
Right. Like, bro, that's...
Like, the wording specifically was, I'm going to be up to my ears in edible arrangements.
Right.
Meaning, I will have them sent to my home, and I will probably also eat them.
Because she doesn't want them because they're terrible.
And because you held her at gunpoint. Yeah. I wouldn't accept fruit from a man who held me at gunpoint.
I'm gonna assume that it's poisoned. So Coulson swears that we'll get those sons of bitches. Once Talbot hangs up, Coulson tells May that he just doesn't feel right about taking Skye out of play. He says he feels like he mishandled something important. May says she recognizes that feeling from when she left Dr. Garner. They both agree that they don't believe Mac and that it's time to figure out what he's up to. Mac is truly a terrible spy. Like, awful. He's an awful liar under pressure. But Mac lets his superiors know that there is something going on with Skye. Those superiors are discussing with Morse how Hunter managed to escape. They say that the sub he took is about 12 hours from the shore, and once he's there, he'll have full access to get in contact with Coulson. And Morse wants to go back into S.H.I.E.L.D. and take down Coulson herself, but she only has 12 hours to do it before Hunter will likely blow her cover. She says she only needs 6. Of the spies that they had undercover, they really are so mismatched in terms of, like, being good spies. Because, as I said, Mac is awful. Terrible spy. And Morse
Great mechanic.
Incredible. Morse is incredible. It's just the most badass you've ever seen. I just wish she was working for the right team. But now it's time for the post-content content. So Agent 33 takes the mask off completely somehow. Ward introduces himself to her as Grant, and she says that her name is Kara. How did she suddenly remember that?
And this is where I informed you. I don't think they ever say that all of her memories were wiped. I think you just decided that was the case.
In my brain, it made sense. And then they turn around to BHG, who is tied up on a chair in front of the TV with his eyes forced open. They have the fucking hypnosis channel on the TV.
Yeah, I watch that every night before I go to sleep.
Yeah, that's what you do. That's normal. And BHG asks if his compliance will be rewarded. And Kara says, it really won't make a difference. I love that for her.
This was the point of the episode. I was like, why do I kind of ship Ward and Kara? Like, even if he, what he's doing to her is not great, but at least he found someone to match his crazy.
Right. Like, I guess if we're gonna ship him with anyone, she would be the one. I do wish that
he would just go to therapy instead.
Well, yeah, I wish that they maybe would have met before she was brainwashed, so that maybe there was some more, like, consent happening.
Equal footing, yeah.
Yeah.
Equal footing.
But, I guess.
Sure.
Ugh.
So, overall thoughts. What you got?
My main thought overall was just, what the fuck is going on?
A lot.
There was so much in this episode.
And see, it's funny. Are you done?
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. It's funny because, like, I was thinking about this episode earlier today, and I was like, oh, it's kind of a filler episode. Like, not really a whole lot happened. It moves the plot forward, but not really a whole lot happened plot-wise within this episode.
Yeah.
But talking about it and, like, especially Ward continuing the cycle of abuse in the way that he is, it was really interesting to think about and talk about.
Yeah, for sure. This is my favorite type of episode, is, like...
Yeah.
Everybody's just kind of doing their own thing, and, all these relationships are evolving, and I love this shit.
Yeah. Oh, well, that concludes our episode on Season 2, Episode 14, Love in the Time of Hydra.
Whoa!
Next week, we'll be covering Season 2, Episode 15, One Door Closes, so stay tuned for that.
Okay, bye!
Bye, love you!